Well, good morning. On behalf of the faculty and staff at OCtech, I'd like to welcome you to the spring OCtech new student orientation. First, let me thank you for attending this morning, but also for choosing OCtech as your post-secondary institution. So I think there's several milestones in an individual's life. So taking your first steps, graduating from kindergarten, graduating from high school, but also graduating from college. I mean, that puts folks on a path to a successful career. And one of the things we hope to do today is to help you get ready to start school, start the semester, but hopefully put you on a path to successfully completing college here at OCtech. There's a lot of information I think you're going to receive today. So I think it's incumbent to you to pay attention, but also maybe make some good notes. And if there are questions that you have, even after this orientation, we'll have some opportunities for you to do that. Let me just hit a couple of high points, some things that throughout my time here as president, I found that has helped students to be successful. One of the most important is to check email. There's a range of communication that comes from the college, whether that's from your advisor or from faculty members, and sometimes as president, there are emails that I send out to students as well. So it's important that you check your OCtech email frequently and respond to those requests that come through. The other is to maintain a good relationship with your instructors. And one of the things I've told students in the past is that if you develop a relationship with one faculty member once a semester, if you're in an associate degree program, by the time you graduate, that's 4 individuals that can write a reference letter for you as you apply for jobs, or even can help find jobs as you begin to transition into your career. We have a variety of student support services available for students, academic support in the form of tutoring. We have a library that has a wealth of information and provides a wealth of assistance to students, so take advantage of that. I encourage students to study a little bit every day. College can be overwhelming in some instances, and if you wait until the night before a test to study, sometimes it's too late. So take advantage of that. Attend class every day, and and although we are to some degree virtual, attending class I think really is important for you to stay caught up with what's happening in your courses, and I think those things help you to be successful as well. The other thing is that when registration begins, and for us, I think that's sometime in March, that you register early to take advantage of the courses that you need during the times that you want to, that fits your schedule. And then lastly, one of the things that we've determined is that students tend to run into issues sometimes. And so we've created an emergency aid grant program through our foundation that allows students to get a one-time support for, a flat tire or a light bill that needs to be paid or a rent that needs to be paid 1 month. So just keep that in mind. We know that there are situations that arise for all of us and some of our students, and we need to be able to provide some level of financial support in those situations to help you all be able to complete the semester and ultimately complete college. Again, we're glad you're here. We're glad you've chosen OCtech as your post-secondary provider. We're all here in support of you and your success. And I just would encourage you to take advantage of all the things we have to offer and the support from the folks who are here at the college. So enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that you gain some valuable information, and at some point, I hope to be able to see you all face to face on campus. Welcome.
Okay, well, I'm Ellen Olson, the director for the Student Success Center. We really quickly would like to know which majors we have with us today. So we've posted a poll that should pop up. If you could just tell us which one of the groups that you're here with today so that we know who we're talking to. We definitely want to welcome you all. And we'll give you a second to answer that question. so that we can see who we have. So if everybody would just continue, just find the poll, and if you'll answer the question. Just to tell you a little bit about today, we're going to hear from some students for a student panel. Then we'll go over a survival toolkit. We'll hear from our campus police, and then we'll tell you some next steps that you guys need to do to make sure you're ready for your first day of classes. And then we'll send you on to where you can meet with your programs. So at the end, we'll post links and it will take you directly to your programs, and we'll give you more directions at the end. I see we have a few more that still need to answer the poll question. We'll give you a second. Let's see. Okay, we're about halfway there. Let's give it a few more seconds. I am getting some questions that if you're in any of our health science prep, you know, definitely choose the CNA, the EMT, the patient care. You would go with that group. Okay. Okay, thank you. We got a good many of you. So we'll now hear from our students. Today we have Michael Rast. He's in our engineering design technology. Just some of his experience from OCtech. He's a presidential scholar. He's a teaching assistant, and he's also in Phi Theta Kappa. After we hear from Michael, we'll hear from Anthony Goodwin. He just graduated from information technology. He's one of our support help that you can meet with if you have any questions about your computer or any of your IT issues. He works with students, so you can find him through the library. So definitely, we'll start off with Michael.
Morning. My name is Michael Rast, and like Miss Ellen said, I'm a student at OCtech. Some of the questions that are listed: what advice do you have for new OCtech students? For new students at OCtech, I definitely recommend that you try to get all of your stuff lined up as soon as possible, like your financial aid and finances, and try to register for your classes as early as you can, and then see what books and materials you need, and just try to keep up with the things that you have to do to get your stuff laid out. And also, like Dr. Tobin mentioned, I think it's a good idea to always check your email, keep up with all the announcements and things that get posted, because there are always opportunities that pop up. And then how does OCtech prepare you for the workforce? OCtech prepares you by giving you options. There's always things that'll pop up in D2L or even on like their social medias that'll pop up with workforce opportunities or experiences or trials and things like that. And then what do I wish I did differently for my first semester? I think in my first semester, I probably should have tried to meet more people, both with faculty and staff as well as students. I'm a pretty reserved person, and it was definitely pretty reserved my first semester, but I think that may have held me back some, because it's good to have connections with people and just try to meet new people.
Okay, thank you. And now we'll hear from Anthony.
Good morning. I'm Anthony Goodwin. I'm 2020 graduate of the information department, computer technology department. An advice that I would give to new students is pretty much to take advantage of everything that OCtech has to offer as far as like the tutors, um, talking to your advisors, making sure that you stay on top of things. Another advice that I would give is take initiative, especially when you're new to the class. Like, look at your due dates. Um, don't wait until the due date to do your work. Try to stay on top of it. Just take initiative. Um, how does OCtech prepare you for the workforce or the next step in your career? Social skills. You definitely build your communication skills when you are at OCtech. The classes prepare you for it, especially with interacting with your student advisors and the other working staff here. Um, definitely, definitely works. And also the College Connect class site that OCtech provides, especially with the resume building. I thought that was a wonderful idea. And one thing that I wish that I would have done differently was definitely setting a block schedule to do work. It's definitely it's vital for you to outside of schooling and the online classing. I feel like it's very vital for you to set at least 2 or 3 hours out there for studying and homework. Um, that is like the best thing that I can say that I would have done differently.
Thank you, Anthony. And thank you to the students for giving them some advice so they can start their first semester off. Next, we are going to go over the survival toolkit and hear from Dr. Davis so that you can learn some things that the campus has that can help you through the first semester.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to OCtech and to the spring 2021 semester. When you think of student services, I want you to think about the types of services and support that is outside of the classroom. Because truly, when you look at student services, we provide the types of services that enhance and support your academics while you're here. Some of you have already utilized the services in many of the offices that I'll mention. And it's not just a one and done kind of thing. Throughout your matriculation here at the college, you will find that you will from time to time utilize the services in student services. The registrar office is one facet of student services. Typically, they're helping you with things such as change of addresses, change of majors, helping with add drop and processing add drop requests if there's a change in schedule after the first day of classes. Financial aid, which we'll talk a little bit about in a few minutes, but financial aid provides students with the much needed resources that will help cover the cost of tuition or at least reduce your out-of-pocket expenses. Funds available for tuition, fees, and books. New student advising. Once you've been admitted to the college through the admissions office, typically your next step is meeting with a new student advisor who will help you build your schedule for the first semester. But in addition to helping to build your schedule, they're also kind of helping you plan what your academic program would look like while you're here at the college. So it's not just one semester, but it's also that academic plan, which will define for you exactly how many semesters it will take you to complete your program of study. Career services, and Anthony mentioned the services that we provide with resume building. We have a number of workshops throughout the semester that will prepare students for job interviews. We certainly review and critique resumes because we want our students to be very competitive as they are submitting applications and resumes. So we offer those type services. We also understand that even though that we are an academic institution, that from time to time, all of us need a little bit of additional guidance. So we have counseling services because there are life issues sometimes that we're needing to talk with someone about and to get some advice beyond just the academic side of what we're dealing with. Disability services is also housed within the Division of Student Services. For those of you who may need some type of accommodations, we ask that you certainly reach out to our disability coordinator. OCtech does provide to enrolled students photo student IDs. They're used for a number of different purposes. One is if you're charging in the bookstore and wishing to use your financial aid, typically you have to produce or provide the bookstore with your OCtech student ID. We partner also with the Salvation Army, which we'll talk about a little later too, by means of a food pantry, and OCtech students are able to participate and get items from the Salvation Army through the donations that are provided by OCtech student organizations and faculty, but a student ID is required in order to take advantage of those opportunities. The Orangeburg Transit System, for those who perhaps need a ride to campus, the Orangeburg Transit System also requires, if you're looking for a free or a reduced ride, for you to produce your student ID. So student IDs come in very handy. Some of the local merchants in the community also provide students with discounts for their purchases. You can obtain your student ID Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Right in the Student Services office. We are located in Building S, the first floor, just off from the cafe. And when you come to campus, we just ask that you bring a government issued photo ID so that we're able to then use that as verification that you are who you say you are, and then we will gladly issue your OCtech student ID. No appointment is required for that, and you can certainly come to campus to get your student ID in advance of going to the bookstore to make your purchases there. This testing center is also a department within the Division of Student Services. You may have utilized their services already if you had to take a placement test. Sometimes throughout the course of the semester, faculty members will make testing available in the testing center as well. And so there may be other opportunities for you to utilize their services. We've provided you with the telephone number to Student Services. You can reach any of those offices that we just mentioned by calling us at 803-535-1224 or emailing us at askme@octech.edu. We don't mind the questions. We would rather you ask the questions so that we can get you an answer. You can also contact us, even though most of our services, with the exception of student IDs, are by appointment. You can also reach us by going to QLIS from our website. It allows us to talk with you or schedule an appointment virtually. So QLIS is a way for you to kind of get in line without physically being in line, and we will call you back at the telephone number you provide for us in that system, or you can schedule a face-to-face on campus, a virtual appointment through QLIS. We also have face-to-face appointments available too through a link once you hit QLIS. Let's talk next about Connect and D2L. Two important terms that we want you to remember because these two systems will allow you to, one, review your business transactions, whether it is paying your tuition, satisfying a criteria for financial aid, looking at your financial aid award. All of that can be done through Connect, which is also referred to oftentimes as our self-service portal. So the business side of what you would do as a student is handled through Connect, and all of your classroom activities are handled through D2L, which is our learning management system. So we would have already provided each of you with access information on how to log in. Just remember that those two systems utilize the same password. So once you have established your password and done the initial login through Connect, you wait a few minutes and then you're able to go into to D2L. So Connect is the business side of what you will be looking at as a student, official transcripts, all of the billing and financial aid, and everything that you need to do regarding your classes is mapped out for you in D2L, which is our learning management system. So what are some of the things that you can do in D2L, and why is it so important? We've referenced, Dr. Tobin, as well as our students, have referenced the importance of checking email and your announcements. D2L will allow you to review all of the announcements that have been posted, whether it's a campus announcement or a course-specific announcement, as well as house your bright space, or what we call your school email. Once you became a student, very rarely will we continue to send information out to your Yahoo or Hotmail accounts, because your official OCtech email address is what we use to communicate with you. This is how we keep you informed of what's happening on campuses, changes that we're making. Your instructor utilizes their announcement portal to share with you important information or announcements about the courses. So we do encourage you to log in to D2L daily, complete coursework as required, check the announcements. One of the neat things about your school email is that if you prefer to not have to check 4 or 5 different email accounts, however many you have, D2L allows you to set up a forward on your D2L email. So if you prefer to have your school email forwarded to your Yahoo or Hotmail account, you can do that by adjusting a couple of settings within D2L. Again, we're not going to send it directly to your Hotmail or Yahoo. We'll send it to your D2L account, and then from there you can put a forward on there. We also ask students, and Chief McFadden will talk a little bit more about this when he does his portion of information with you, but emergency alerts from time to time. There may be inclement weather that would require us to alter or change our school calendar, and we want to get that announcement out to you as quickly as possible. So any type of emergency notification is pushed out through you by means of our emergency alert system, but you do have to provide us with your mobile number in D2L so that we're able to send those text messages to you, etc. Remember, once you reset your Connect password, you're also resetting your D2L password, because now both of those systems utilize the same exact password. Let's take a short look at this video about navigating campus.
OCtech is offering classes in a variety of safe and socially distanced formats. Students may choose face-to-face instruction or the synchronous option, which involves joining in at the same scheduled class time via your personal computer. Online and hybrid options are also available, with all classes having some degree of internet usage. Course options will be identified by section letter and number. Section 40 denotes an online class. Section numbers ending in S identify synchronous, and H
Okay, so here's an example of what Mrs. Plummer was explaining in that video. We provided you with a little snippet of how you can easily determine what type class you're actually registered for. Within the course prefix and following that is an alphabet that will, and in the first example, it has an X, which indicates and denotes that it's a flex. And the second class has an H, which indicates that it's a hybrid. So we do encourage you to look at the course prefix so that you would know exactly what type class you have. It's important to note that with synchronous classes, typically you're meeting at a designated time. So if, for example, this accounting class was Accounting 10201S, and on your schedule it had Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, then at 8 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays, we would need you in front of your computer and ready to take that class as if you were actually doing a face-to-face class. So it's so important for you to look at your class schedule and determine what type classes you have. Ask questions ahead of Monday if you're not exactly sure. Look at the course announcements for each of your courses, because the instructors will also be providing some additional guidance for you there as it relates to class meetings, designated times, etc. For the spring 21 semester, classes do start on Monday, the 11th of January. We've made some changes with the beginning of classes in that all of our classes beginning Monday, January 11th through Friday, the 22nd will be virtually. And beginning on the 25th of January, then we will resume normal operations. So essentially what will happen between the 11th and the 22nd is that you will take your classes virtually. If you, oftentimes it might be through Zoom or other types of software, but again, campus announcements, course announcements are going to be so critical to ensuring your success over the next couple of weeks. If it's a synchronous type class, again, remember, whatever the designated time is for that meeting, we need you to show up for that at a regularly scheduled time. We sent out an email on last night to all of our Spring 21 registrants, which provided you with a link to a short video that Dr. Tobin recorded, which defines for us a little bit more about what will happen during the first couple of weeks of classes. So we invite you to take a look at that. Also in that email, we provided a little bit of guidance for you about our campus protocol, particularly as it relates to COVID-19 and what types of incidents we want you to report to us, and more specifically, if you have been exposed to the virus, if you are symptomatic, or have tested positive, then we want you to make sure that you report those type incidents to us. This information is also housed on our website. We told you a few minutes ago that we would talk a little bit more about financial aid, and financial aid is simply money, money, money. Songwriter said a long time ago, many years ago, some folks gotta have it, some folks really need it. Money, money, money. And when you think of financial aid, that's what we want you to think about, and know that there are many resources that are available for you. It requires a single source application called our FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. Currently, we're in the 2021 academic year, and that application covered this past fall, which we just ended in December, spring 21, which is the semester that we're just starting, and then also summer of 21. But now is also the time where you would begin completing your 21-22 application, because we want to be able to determine your eligibility for financial aid for fall of 21 as early as possible. So even though you may have just completed or recently completed the 2021 free application for federal student aid, now is also the time to begin applying for the upcoming fall. That single source application allows us to determine your eligibility for grants, scholarships, even if it's the emergency aid that Dr. Tobin mentioned, we still need the FAFSA results on file. One of the things that I always encourage students to do is to not self-identify whether you're eligible or ineligible for aid. Just because you're not eligible for one form or one source of aid doesn't mean that there may not be some other types of aid that we could consider you for. So there are grants, scholarships. Those funds typically do not have to be repaid. There are work study opportunities, which allow you to gain valuable work experience while actually getting paid to work on campus. One program that we really don't want students to have to utilize, but it's available if needed, is the student loan program. There are veterans benefits, tuition waivers. So again, all of those sources we can determine eligibility for with that single source, free application for federal student aid. The financial aid office also hosts throughout the semester a series of FAFSA workshops. So if you're needing assistance completing that, we do have staff members available to assist you with the application. If by chance you have not yet completed the 2021 application and wish to be considered for some form of financial aid this semester, we encourage you to go out immediately and complete that application online. It doesn't cost anything except for a few minutes of your time to complete that application, but it opens up a door where we're able to determine what type aid you're actually eligible for. We are sure that all of you will do your level best. We love to recognize students when they have done well with their academics. We recognize students by means of our Dean's List, which requires a 3.5 GPA. Our President's List is a 4.0 GPA. So if it's all A's, then it's a 4.0 here on our campus. We do recognize students part-time and full-time each semester who have attained the 3.5 or 4.0 GPA. You do have to earn all the credits that you attempt each semester, and we're sure that our list at the end of this semester is going to be extremely long because all of you are going to be either on the Dean's List or President's List, and we look forward to recognizing you and printing your name in the local newspaper, etc. In addition to the Dean's List and President's List, students are also recognized through Who's Who among students in American junior colleges, and may even get an invitation to join our Phi Theta Kappa organization, which is our honor society here on campus. It's a nationally recognized honor society. And again, we look forward to bestowing upon you the honor of becoming a member of Phi Theta Kappa and recognizing you for the Dean's List and President's List and Who's Who among students in junior colleges. We know that you can do it, and you will. Now, one of the things that I enjoy doing, of course, is sending out those notices about academic honors. I don't like having to prepare letters about academic probation, but sometimes I have to do it. But here's how you can help me not have to send out one of these letters. We've mentioned already the support services that we have on campus, primarily tutoring, and it's free. Again, it just requires some of your time. We do require and expect students to have at least a 2.0 or higher GPA. But if you find that some of your courses are giving you, are proving to be a little bit more challenging than others, don't wait until the last couple of weeks of the semester. Let's identify that early on, seek out some help so that we can help get you to a point of being successful. For students who are early in their academic stages, once you've attempted at least 18 hours, you have to have at least a minimum of a 1.5 GPA. Here on our campus, we use what we consider to be a graduated GPA scale. Again, we'd love for you to have that 2.0. We're expecting you to have that 2.5, I mean that 3.5, so that we can recognize you for the Dean's List. But if for some reason we find that you're falling a little short, we give you some time to get to that 2.0 GPA, and we consider that to be academic probation. Again, we have some things in place that can help you avoid the academic probation, and this is something that we don't like to do, but sometimes we have to do it. You know, as college students, sometimes we want to take control of our own schedules and do things our way. Just be particularly careful to plan time to study, put in time for study every single week, and attend classes regularly, as Dr. Tobin mentioned earlier. If we can, academic misconduct is next. We want your work to be your work. Sometimes we have neighbors and friends that will kindly share with you papers and things that they've done when they've been in that class, and they're quick to say, oh, I had that instructor, I still have my test, or I still have my papers. Now, it's a little different if they're just sharing a textbook and things are highlighted in the textbook and notes are in the margin. But we do want you to avoid copying from other people's work, plagiarism, fabrication, where you're falsifying information. All of those things fall under our academic misconduct. We provide you with additional information about academic misconduct in the college catalog and also the student handbook. And oftentimes it does require some disciplinary actions on the part of the college. So avoid that. Make sure that your work is indeed your work as you're submitting it and not that of others. Another area of student services is TRIO. Our TRIO support services offers a lot of services in support of our students who are either Pell Grant eligible or first generation college students, mentoring, tutoring, various workshops throughout the semester, study skills enhancements. They partner oftentimes with the Student Success Center just because we find that there are so many similarities in what we do in the Student Success Center versus TRIO support services. So we do encourage you, if you are needing additional support services, to please consider TRIO as an additional benefit. And here's a list of the various things that they offer and some of the benefits of that program. Do remember that OCtech partners with the Salvation Army for our food pantry, and you can simply visit the Salvation Army, show them your OCtech student ID, and then they will allow you to take part in some of the goodies that are there at the Salvation Army. Again, student IDs are available in student services. No appointment is needed. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 6, and on Fridays, 8 to 1:30. We just ask that you bring your government issued photo ID. And now we will have Ellen talk a little bit about the library and the Student Success Center.
Okay, so once again, I'm Ellen Olson, the director for the Student Success Center. I'm in the back of the library, but to begin, we want to make sure that you all are aware of all the resources that are available. We're located on the second floor of Building B. We do allow walk-ins, but mainly right now we are by appointment because we do have a cap for the amount that can be allowed in. So we are telling students to check out the website. It's where you can make an appointment. We're open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 7 p.m. and on Friday from 7:30 to 1:30. One thing that you need to know about the library is we have computers. We also have printing. There's ebooks, DVDs, magazines. We are here to help you. So general questions, definitely check out the website. If you're doing research, you can meet with one of the librarians. So the website is the best place to go if you want to contact anybody, because there's multiple ways. You'll also notice that there's a widget in D2L that has more information so that you can easily get in contact and get to the website. If you have any questions, just come up and see us or give us a call. In the back is the Student Success Center. And like Dr. Davis mentioned, we offer free tutoring for students. So what that means is across campus, you will notice that there's lots of opportunities where you guys can reach out and get help. The Student Success Center has tutors across subjects, but at the same time, across campus, we have free tutors in TRIO, and we also have programs called The Edge, where you can also get access to tutors. Now, if The Edge is a part of your class, you will get information in your class. But the big thing I want to get across is don't wait till it's too late. We want you guys to get to know the tutors, to use our resources, to meet with us. We're not just here if you're failing that first test. We're here to help you the entire way to make sure you're getting the grade that you want. We have lots of free resources, whether it's online or in person, that you can use outside of class. One way that you can learn about tutoring across campus is through the Student Success Center. Our tutors are here to make it easy for you to understand when and where you can meet with people. A lot of our tutoring right now is virtual. So if you go to the Student Success Center's website to meet with any of the tutors, we have links, and all you have to do is click on the link and it will just take you to the tutor. Now, if you want to make an appointment, there's also a link where you can request an appointment. But generally, our tutors run by drop-in through virtual. When I say drop-in, it's a virtual drop-in until there's a need for them to schedule an appointment. So we're here to help you with quick questions or longer sessions. So definitely, go to the website, click on introduce yourselves, because we're here to help you. One thing that I like to tell new students is your first few weeks, if you have just basic questions of any kind that you can't get if you don't want to go to your instructor, it's just a quick question about how to navigate D2L. You can go to any of the tutors. They're here to help you with general questions also. Just don't worry what subject it says. Our tutors, most of them took classes here. If not, they've been tutoring for a long time. So they're here to help you in any way that they can. And if they can't, they'll find somebody that can. All right. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out or email success@octech.edu. Now we're going to hear from Campus Police.
Good morning. I have to introduce myself. I'm Chief McFadden of the Campus Police Department, and I'm going to give you a brief rundown and overview of what we do here. We are a fully functional police department. We have the same jurisdiction as your sheriff office, your local police department in your city or town. We enforce all state and local laws, as well as OCtech's college policies. We respond to all emergencies here on campus, calls for service and citizens assistance. The way to report, next slide. The way to report crime here, two methods, well, actually 4 methods. You can use the office number, which is 803-535-1336. That's the office number. The highlighted number is a cell number, and it's preferable. It's 803-682-3335. That's your 911 here to get in touch with us. If you dial 911, it will just take a little longer for the dispatch to call us. But that cell number is directly here on campus, and it's utilized 24/7 at the police department. If you don't have a cell phone, you're in the parking lot and you have an emergency, just use the emergency call box. There are white boxes with a blue light on the top. Press that button and it will reach out to us by radio. Or if you're walking through the corridors and then you see a red telephone box, you can always pick that up, and that's another form of getting in contact with us. We also have an anonymous line. It's an eyewitness line. This number is used to report any suspicious activity of things of that nature without making an official report. You just pick up, report the activity. You don't have to leave a name, number, anything. That will be greatly appreciated. Emergency notifications. I think Dr. Davis touched on this earlier, but Any emergency notification from our department will come through you to your D2L account. There you'll be received by email. You can also receive it by phone once you sign up for the notification. And I'm gonna give you a brief overview of how to do that on the next slide. So once you're in your D2L account, you will click on the emergency link, and you will log in with your credentials and add emails just as I did from this screen. Save it, and then you'll be signed up for the emergency notifications. Parking. All students who drive the OCtech campus will be required to purchase a parking pass. They're $30 for the full year, 20 for spring and summer, and 10 for summer. As of right now, they're 20 once to be allowed back on campus because the fall semester has already passed. So they're $20 for students. Next slide. Parking restrictions. Reserve parking, faculty parking, police parking, of course. You don't park in those spots. Simply put it, anywhere there's yellow paint on the curb, don't park there. Those are reserved parking. Those are designated parking for specialist parking assignments. Definitely don't park on the grass. The student parkings are the grayish, whitish area that doesn't have any paints on them, and it's all around campus. This is what the IDs, the hang tags look like, the parking decals. This is one from a couple of years ago, but it's similar. Their hang tags that go in your rearview mirror. They are interchangeable from car to car. You just have to make sure that the vehicles that you are driving are registered with the green registration card. And to get one, you must have a valid driver license. You must have an OCtech ID and the vehicle information. And we purchase parking decal building this at the information desk or cashier's desk where you pay tuition. Excellent. We are 100% alcohol, drug, and tobacco-free campus, meaning you can't smoke or do anything on campus. And the emblem on a guy spitting, that's for the dip or chewing tobacco. That's not allowed on campus either. If you are a smoker or things of that nature, you will have to leave campus to take care of that need. But we don't have a designated area for that. So definitely we don't smoke and do anything on campus like that. Firearms. Firearms are not allowed on campus, period. If you're a CWP holder, follow the guidelines of that and you will be okay. Because they will tell you you can't bring firearms on school campuses per federal law. And I think that's the end of my presentation.
Thank you. Next, we're just going to go over a few things that everybody will want to make sure they have done before the first day of class. We'll go over books and supplies for your classes, required devices that you'll need to get, student IDs, your parking pass. We want to remind everybody to make sure that you're continuously checking your D2L email and the announcements so that you know any changes or anything that's going on or opportunities. And make sure that you go ahead, look at your classes. You should be able to open them up now. You might not be able to see everything, but on the first day of class, you will be able to see all of the content. So we want you to familiarize yourself with D2L and find where your classes are. So a little bit about the campus bookstore. So you can come to the campus bookstore. There's no appointment needed. There is a line that goes around the building. It's on the bottom floor of building B. What you will need when you go is your class schedule. And you'll also need your student ID if you plan on using financial aid. So today is the first day that you can use financial aid to buy your books. So just make sure that you have your ID before you go to the campus bookstore if you plan on using financial aid. We want to make sure everybody knows that you can print on campus, but you do have to put money on your account and your student ID, and that has to be done through the bookstore. Printers are located in the library. There's another one outside of the library, and there's one in K building, and they're around campus. I know there's one in K, and it's cost 10 cents per page to print. So if you want to print things out for your first day of class, make sure you go ahead, put some money on your account so that you're able to do that. If you want to see what books you'll need to get, you can go to the website go to OCtech's Bookstore website. You can actually put all of them in your cart, and you can see what which ones you'll be coming in to get. So we also want to make you aware that there's additional hours this Friday, January 8th from 8 to 1. So of course, make sure you go ahead and get that taken care of before the first day of classes. Next, we're going to hear about inclusive access from Melissa Plummer.
Good morning. Thank you, Ellen. When you go to the bookstore, the staff may tell you that you do not purchase a printed copy of the textbook. What is going to be available to you now is known as inclusive access, which you will acquire an e-textbook and your course materials through your D2L course homepage. Instructors will be giving you information about how to log in and acquire an access code if needed for additional course materials, or it may be just as easy as clicking on a widget, we call those widgets, on your course homepage, and it'll take you directly to your e-textbook. So it's again, inclusive access, course materials delivery program. And so all of your materials are in digital content. And so it's very, very useful. So anywhere you take your computer, a lot of times you can log in and read it on your mobile device, cell phone. So it's very handy to have, okay? So what will happen is when you are registered for a course that is utilizing inclusive access, there is an additional course fee that is attached to your tuition. Now, most people certainly want to do this because you are saving a lot of money by doing this. And so, but if you wish to opt out, you need to go in, right, to D2L, and there will be an area in which you will click the opt out option, and then you will not be charged through that additional fee along with your tuition, but you will definitely need to do the opt out, right? But I certainly do encourage you, because on the first day of class, and even I run some courses that utilize inclusive access, I already have students getting into their textbooks and looking around already, because I already have it set up in my course. And so they are ready to go. Now I want to tell you, you may think, well, I don't really need a textbook for my course, even if it's a printed copy or if you are acquiring it through this inclusive access, you need your textbook. I actually had a student come to my office last semester, and he was having trouble in a course, and he said, you know, my instructor told me or asked, are you reading the textbook? Well, not really. And then he started doing that, and it was an aha moment that, well, if I read through information in a textbook, I actually get an understanding of the material. So please, please get your textbooks either through printed copies at the bookstore or through all-inclusive access, get your e-textbook. All right, thanks, Ellen.
Thank you. Okay, so a little bit ago, I mentioned that Anthony, one of our student panels, is here to help with IT. He works with us in the library, and he actually meets individually with students. So one thing that we want to make you aware is that if you do have questions with getting your laptop set up, downloading Office 365, or just any other general technology questions, you can schedule an appointment through the library to meet with Anthony for IT questions. It's very easy. You just make an appointment and it tells you where to come so that you can meet with them. One thing we want to remind everybody is that there's a mandatory required device for all classes and programs. When you go to the bookstore, you are able to purchase these required devices in the bookstore. They have options that are available, and you are able to use financial aid if that is something that you want to do. If you need more information, because you should have gotten something when you registered that told you what that meant and what were the requirements for your required device. But if you need to look and see what it is, I have put that on the first year experience page. It's also at the bottom of D2L for the login page, just to give you more information. One thing that we want to make you aware of, if you go to the first year experience page, tomorrow we have a session with the library that's a computer technology crash course. They've just already set up a Zoom if you want to join. It is Thursday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. This is going to be a chance for them to kind of give you a general overview, but they are there to help you with the questions about Microsoft Office, using D2L, general questions. And we just thought that that would be a good thing, that several of you might have questions. So we have one tomorrow. So definitely take that opportunity if you need it. Some things that we want to make you aware of is a lot of information that you may have or questions that you may have, you can find on OCtech's public website. And of course, we want to say that our communication is going to happen with you through D2L. So take some time between now and Monday to familiarize yourself with the student resources, the campus map. All of this will be found on the OCtech's website. There's a student academic calendar that tells you important dates. If you go to the first year experience, we have added the student handbook, which has a general overview of all of this, but this information is also available on OCtech's website. There's a page specifically for financial aid, academic information, and once again, I just mentioned the student handbook. So definitely take some time to familiarize yourself with OCtech's website. And then just remember, D2L is where we're going to put any announcements that we want students to know about. It's where you access your student email. And once again, it's where you access your classes. So your classes, the communication from your instructors will happen there. If you click on the right-hand side, you can click on your class and you'll be able to access content for what you need for your classes. And of course, if you have any questions, just reach out. We are here to help. We have people across our campus that are here to help. Our instructors are here, your advisors, definitely student services. Don't forget the Library and Student Success Center. We want you to know, don't wait until it's too late. We want you to reach out before then. We definitely want to get to know each and every one of you on an individual basis. We are here for any assistance that you may have. Don't wait too long to reach out, because we are here. And don't forget about any academic assistance or tutoring. We want you to take advantage of everything. Last but not least, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. We have channels for all. It's another way just to stay connected with all of us.